Hello here and welcome to round 2 of Husker Chat Live on the Husker Online YouTube channel, also being streamed right now on the Husker Online Facebook page and the Husker Online Twitter page. Sean Callahan here with Husker Online, proud to bring you another edition of Husker Chat Live, and we're brought to you by Sandhills Global. We're powered by ABM. And earlier, about an hour ago, we had a great Husker Chat Live, huge viewing numbers. I mean, we were over 200 at our live numbers at one point to see Stephon Wynn Jr. Now we're going to talk to one of the guys that's going to be playing next to Stephon Wynn Jr. Let's bring in Devin Drew, the Kansas City native, via Iowa Western, via Texas Tech, that will be in Nebraska later here in July. Devin Drew, welcome to Nebraska.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be a part of Nebraska and everything.
Let's get into it. I mean, you're a Kansas City guy. You played at Iowa Western. How much did you know about Nebraska? Because, I mean, when you were in Council Bluffs, I'm sure you heard a lot about Nebraska, and I'm sure in Kansas City, it was on your radar a little bit. I mean, what did you know about Nebraska before you decided to come here?
I knew the history. It was a big history program, and I know just from looking on Twitter and everything that it was a great fan base and a huge fan base. But me just being at Iowa Western, it's kind of, that was really the closest school there. So we all the guys knew a lot about them. But it was also like a split kind of between them and Iowa and everything. But I think I was completely more interested in Nebraska.
And, you were a walk-on at Iowa Western at first. And I think your story is really fascinating because you weren't highly recruited. I mean, you had to walk on to a junior college. I mean, did you go to the junior college just for notoriety? Did you have to get your academics in line as well? I mean, kind of tell your story on how you ended up as a walk-on. And not only that, you won a job as a starter on a team that brings in a ton of talent. And you won that job right away.
Yeah, I think the biggest reason that I feel like I needed to walk on, well, obviously it was some grades too, but also I think it was because it was a position change. So it was a lot unknown with what I was going to be able to do at the position. So I think that's why I ended up walking on. I walked on there because I knew some guys the past year that went there that I had good relationships with, and I wanted to compete there. I think it was no better place for me to compete. I went there and ended up competing since day one. Really, it's fall camp. It's a lot of guys there, and I started off like 7th on the depth chart. It's just every day I kept not complaining and just working, and I kept getting moved up until week 1, and I ended up being starter.
Two things I got to tell you. Number one, Scott Strohmeyer, your JUCO coach, you won't find too many better men than him. I mean, I'm sure he was a great mentor for you and for a lot of guys there to get them ready, to get them out, get them opportunities. But number two, I don't know if you know this, you might now, but you're the first Iowa Western guy to come to Nebraska on a scholarship. And granted, you had to go to Texas Tech first, but it is kind of unique because they've had a lot of good players there, and they're only an hour away from Lincoln.
Yeah, I've heard some guys say that. So yeah, it's an honor.
Well, you went to Texas Tech and you started there. You played, I believe, over 900 snaps in 2 seasons. So you played a lot of football in Lubbock. Kind of what went into your decision to want to leave and go to Nebraska here for this final year?
It was two big things. One, I was looking to kind of get a newer scheme, try to find a conference that I felt would fit my playing style much better to give me a better chance at the next level, honestly. And then also I was looking to get home after our old staff had got fired and everything. It wasn't nothing against the new staff or anything, but it just wasn't the guys that recruited me to come in. So I was just open to looking for somewhere new and also get closer to home.
So explain that. The scheme, did they change scheme looks where maybe your body would have to make changes or you would have done some other things to maybe be a better fit? I mean, kind of go into maybe the scheme changes that went in when the coaching change happened there.
Well, even the scheme before that, it wasn't nothing too much that I felt like gave me my best opportunity. But the scheme there, it was I felt like it was geared more towards the outside linebacker guys, and I just wanted to get more in the three tech a lot more than, which is what I would get the opportunity at in Nebraska.
And now you're in Kansas City, and you could have gone up here right away, but you've got a pretty good reason why you're still back home. Let everybody know why you're not here yet, what you're working on, and why that's obviously very important for you.
I'm working on just finishing my degree there. I will have that after the summer one term. So I think that's the biggest thing. I would be one of the first in my intermediate family to get a college degree, and that's huge.
So you're in Kansas City right now. Just is it one online class you're taking, or two online classes right now?
It's two.
Two. So you got a full plate. I mean, that's probably is it almost every day, 4 or 5 hours a day you're doing classwork?
We just started yesterday. Yesterday was the first day, but yeah, the summer classes, it'll be a lot of coursework because it's so short time. So they try to cram a lot of work in. So yeah, it's about every day.
And now you'll be up here basically like after the 4th of July. Is that kind of when you'll finish and get to Lincoln?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're like missing out right now? Like, man, I want to get up here and be with the guys. But what kind of training regimen are you trying to do on your own to kind of keep yourself ready for July?
Yeah, I do feel like I'm missing out, and I'm excited to get down there. Right now, I got a friend from high school that he's in town also. So whenever we can, we just go to the gym, work out, do drill work. Just really, I think the biggest thing is doing a lot of drill work, working on my get offs and stuff, just to stay not rusty, so I don't get rusty and everything when I'm there, so I can hit the ground.
You're watching Husker Chat live here on the Husker Online YouTube channel. Sean Callahan with Husker Online right now, and we're brought to you by Sandhills Global. We're powered by ABM, and one of the great things about Husker Chat Live, it allows the Husker fans a chance to ask questions to the athletes, and there's really not an opportunity to do this for Husker fans, and Husker Online is very lucky to be able to be in the position to give this opportunity. And if you have questions for Devin Drew, file them in. We'll get to your questions here on Husker Chat Live, and they don't have to be football. They can be fun stuff. When Devin and I were talking barbecue off the air, and let's talk a little barbecue. Devin, you're a Kansas City guy. I told you I'm a Gates guy and a Joe's guy. What's your go-to Kansas City barbecue spot that if you're going out for dinner, this is your first call?
My go-to would be Gates.
All right.
It's easy access. It's just something I grew up on. But then also I think some of the places don't get a lot of notoriety. So like Big T's, stuff like that, the little hole in the walls, it's not so commercial. I like those a lot too.
What's your go-to at Gates?
I get that they got a Sunday special. It's like a quarter chicken. I like that.
All right. I told you I'm a beef and a half guy. I've been there in a while. Hopefully this summer I'll get down to Kansas City and convince my wife to let us go to Gates for a dinner. But we're taking questions here in a minute. I want to ask you more about Nebraska. How did it start with the relationship with Nebraska once you went into the transfer portal? Who were the other teams that you really considered besides Nebraska?
Okay, so it started with just the guys reaching out. We was kind of already in contact like from JUCO, so I kind of already had a little relationship with them and everything. But once I hit the portal, they reached out again and was just starting the whole recruitment process again, just letting me know that that's a position that they really need, and I'm a guy that they're really going for. Some of the other schools that was reaching out I had a few, but the ones that I was like locked in on was really between TCU, Indiana, and Illinois.
How many official visits did you take besides Nebraska?
3 others.
3 others. And what were the official visits you took?
It was those 3: TCU, Illinois, and Indiana.
I mean, that's a lot of official visits for a transfer portal guy. Did it kind of get to the point where like, I'm done with this, I got to figure this out? Or and was Nebraska your last visit you took?
Yes.
I mean, how was it hard not to? I mean, I'm sure these places you went were kind of pressure, and you like, hey man, we only got one spot. Like, did you feel a little pressure, or was everybody pretty cool with like letting you take all these trips?
think they was pretty cool with it because just like I knew and they understood it was more we all treated it like it was a business opportunity for me really because
Mhm.
it was important for me to really get to these officials and really look at all the programs and everything because like I said it's only 1 year left for me so it's an important decision so it might have got a little bit much but at the same time I knew it was important for me to take my time on this decision.
Well, and for you too, you talked about this, but distance, Kansas City to Lincoln, 3 hours. I mean, you look at the home games, the first game's at 2:30, the next game's, I think, at 6:30. So like your family can leave Kansas City at 9, 10 in the morning, drive up, tailgate, and still drive back home and not have to get a hotel. I'm sure it was a little bit different at Texas Tech. How much did distance factor in? And I'm sure your mom and family are very excited that they can get up here quickly.
Yeah, it was huge. Like I said, one of the reasons was just me being closer to home. I'm huge on family. That's one of my whys why I do it. So me getting closer to them, so they could easily come see me if they wanted to, or even me come see them if I wanted to, is huge.
You got a big crew that will be coming up for the first couple games. Imagine you got a lot of people that want to drive up with your family and watch your first few games here.
Yeah, possibly. I know. Mostly for sure, every game it'll be around 8, but it's a possibility that it'll be more.
What number are you going to wear? You know yet?
No, I don't.
No. Are you one of those D linemen that's like, I want a single digit, or are you okay with like a 90s type number?
I'm okay with anything. It ain't that deep. I wouldn't be like shutting down a single digit though, but it doesn't matter to
There's
me.
guys though, the single digit D lineman, that you got to be a certain caliber D lineman to pull
Yeah,
off a single digit, right?
right.
Well, we're talking with Devin Drew. You're coming in to a defensive line that adds some other guys with you. O'Shawn Mathis, who played in the Big 12 with you at TCU. Stephon Wynn Jr., an Alabama transfer. How excited are you about what's coming in with you? And how good do you think this group can be with what returns and what's coming in?
I think we could be really good, and I'm not one of those guys that shy away from competition or anything. I understand that the more guys we got, the better we'll be. The more people that's around us, if we all do what we're supposed to do, we'll all perform and get the right numbers and help this team win, which is that's nothing more than what I want, and I'm pretty sure it's nothing more than what everybody else wants also.
Yeah, when you look at a D line, how important is rotational depth? Where we're not going to ask you to play 60 snaps every game because it's not realistic. I mean, how important is it to be able to have rotational depth to keep guys closer to maybe 40 snaps a game?
It's huge because a lot of people might say you think that we'll want to play a lot of snaps, which I wouldn't mind playing a lot of snaps, but at the end of the day, we all want to put our best tape on film and everything. And realistically, it's very hard for a D lineman to do that playing 60 plus snaps. So if we got a good rotation and where we all can get in our best plays at our best speed and everything around 40, it'll be perfect.
What's your height and weight right now?
Right now I'm 6'3", 285.
285. Okay. And you talked to me about this when you first committed, but playing the three tech and a four-man front really appealed to you. How do you see that being a good fit for you at Nebraska?
It's just I've always I knew that I was kind of getting drifting towards that 3-man front more than that three tech more than the 5 tech, and it's somewhere where I always enjoyed like just going up against guards. I feel like I'm very quick in small space, and I think they struggle with that a lot. So I think like what I do best will really be complemented in that 3 tech.
Yeah, when I was talking to Scott Strohmeyer about you, I believe he told me you came as a linebacker, right? First. And, when you played linebacker um, at Iowa Western, and then you've added weight. I mean, how much weight did your body add to make the transition? And I'm sure just the skills with your hands and your footwork as a linebacker, that doesn't go away. You carried that with you as you gained weight.
Yeah. So from my first year, I probably added about 30 pounds to get around about 250. And then the second year over the winter and the summer, I added about another 10, 20 pounds, 30 pounds maybe to get to like around 270, 280. I think what the biggest thing with me playing linebacker is just my vision. I think that's what carries on the best, and I think that's so valuable. It's just how I'm able to see everything, and that allows me to make plays.
What did you gain out of those 2 years at Texas Tech? You played a lot of football, and how can you take that experience now to Nebraska?
Just the competition, and then also just getting those reps at the new position. It's nothing more important than reps. I mean, with reps come experience and everything, and just the more reps, I'm a guy that the more reps I get, the better I get. The more times I see something, the better I'm able to adjust to it and everything. So just having those reps at a new position, and then just the experience and just playing at a high level, that helped a lot.
Once again, watching Husker Chat live on the Husker Online YouTube channel, brought to you by Sandhills Global, powered by ABM. Sean Callahan of Husker Online. We're joined by Texas Tech defensive line transfer Devin Drew. And at this time, we're going to go to some questions. And if you have questions for Devin Drew, don't be shy. Put them in the chat. If you got comments as well, our producer Trey will throw your comments up, and you're seeing those comments on the board here as well. But let's get to a few of these questions. Nate Nee has one for you. What was your favorite part of Lubbock?
The people. I think I don't know if a lot of people say that a lot, but it's a possibility. But it was just Lubbock has a lot of great people. Like the people from Lubbock, those are a lot of great people. Just being able to meet them and everything, it was great.
What's the drive from Kansas City to Lubbock? Is it about 8-10 hours or
10?
10? And I mean, yeah, I've been to Lubbock. You know, if you probably don't know this, but Nebraska was once in the Big 12 a long time ago, and that's a long drive. West Texas is in a different place than like Dallas. I mean, what was West Texas like?
It was different. It was nothing I was used to. You know, when the whole COVID thing happened, and they sent everybody home, I left my apartment window open. So when we was gone for most of the semester and I came back, it was dust everywhere in my room.
Oh man.
Yeah, something I wasn't used to.
Did you wear a cowboy hat and boots out there?
No, I didn't.
No. All right, let's get into some comments and questions here. Trey Loper just want to say welcome to NU. Excited to have you with the team. You're an important piece of the puzzle. Describe that piece of the puzzle. What kind of piece of this puzzle is Devin Drew going to be?
I'm going to be a guy that just comes and show up to work and give everything I got. I'm going to make the plays that I'm supposed to make. And I think I'm going to be a good compliment player, but I'm not. I'm also going to be there to just make plays. I think that's the most important thing. I'm a guy that you can trust that'll be there every day and show up to work.
Got a question here from Kyle Ross here on the Husker Online Facebook page. And he wants to know, Devin, what do you think about traveling to play in Dublin for the start of the college football season? Any of your family going to venture out there for your first game as a Husker? And what do you think about going out to Dublin?
I think they're trying to. I think it's exciting. It's new. It's going to be different, but I can't wait. I think it'll be a great experience for me and a lot of the other guys also.
Now, when you're at Tech, did you get to play in 2 bowl games or 1 bowl game?
Oh, one.
One. So I'm sure it's kind of like a bowl experience for a whole week out there. But have you ever left the country? I mean, you're pretty close to Mexico when you're in Texas. Did you ever have you ever left the United States before? And is that going to be exciting for you?
I mean, the closest thing I would say, but it really doesn't necessarily count. But I've been to Bahamas before.
Bahamas?
Yeah.
Just like a spring break trip or what? Fun?
I took a cruise there.
Cruise, all right. Was it fun?
Yeah, it was. I had a great time.
All right, let's get down here to the questions. We got a couple people, by the way, saying that they're going to check out Gates Barbecue. So we're not sponsored by Gates, but we'll gladly. I'm sure Devin would gladly take an NIL deal from Gates Barbecue. I do want to talk NIL. That's my next topic here with you. What kind of NIL opportunities did Texas Tech athletes get? And what about Nebraska? How excited are you about the NIL opportunities here?
I think Texas Tech was. I think the deals that they got, it was more so for as a big guys don't really get as much. They kind of lean towards the skill guys and everything, but I think it was pretty good being that Lubbock was just like the Texas Tech was the sports team in that whole area. It wasn't much other to compete with, so I think it was pretty good. And then and actually that's kind of the same thing with Nebraska. You know, Nebraska is really the team in Nebraska, and it's places that's close, but Nebraska's a big team, so that brings a lot of opportunity.
Got a question here from Craig Chatley on the Husker Online YouTube channel. Wants to know who was the biggest influence on your decision to come to Nebraska in terms of relationships with the coaches or even a player here.
I think the biggest thing was just when I got to talk to the players, because you hear how the staff describes how they do things and everything, but you never know if you could really trust that. But just hearing it from the players and just seeing that it matches up with everything they were seeing and everything that they was wanting to do and get done, I think that was the biggest thing.
Another question here from Caden about playing in the Big Ten, how that influenced your decision. I mean, you talk about this league, Devin. You've got Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota. I mean, there's some big dudes on those lines, probably the biggest offensive lines in college football, arguably. How excited are you for the challenge? Because they're built a little bit differently than what you saw down south in the Big 12.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I've never been a guy to shy away from competition. But playing in the Big Ten was something that actually I knew it was something I wanted to do. The play style, everything that comes with it, the physicality, that was something that I knew I wanted to do when I entered the portal. So that's huge for me.
Got another question here from Brad Richards on the Husker Online YouTube channel. Brad wants to know, what NFL guy do you feel like you model yourself after?
The NFL guy I say I model myself after is I know a lot of people would say Aaron Donald, so I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna say Will Sutton. I think a lot of our game is similar. Our play style and everything, that 3-tech and what he was able to do at times, I think it's very similar to what I can do.
I met Aaron Donald once at the Outland when he was here in Omaha when he won the Outland, and when you meet him in person, it's almost startling how small he is. But it tells you that being a great D lineman is not just about size; it's about skill and technique. What's your thoughts on skill and technique versus size?
I think it's important, like your get off. If you got a good get off, because the offense has an advantage because they know the snap count and everything. So if you got a good get off, that already helps you a lot. And then your hands, most important thing, one of the most important things for a D lineman. So the more work, I know I see a lot of videos from him. He does a lot of hand work and everything. I think those are the two most important things when it comes to a D lineman is your get off in your hands.
Got a question here from Brad Richards on the Husker Online YouTube channel. What is your favorite thing to do on a day off? Like, what are you doing? Are you going fishing? You going to a movie? You going shopping? I mean, what's your go-to off day type activities that you like to do?
Just really, it's just whatever you can do with the guys. Just being around the guys make it whatever we decide to do fun. We enjoy going bowling at times. I think I say I'm a pretty good bowler. Even paintball. We've been paintballing a few times also, and that's pretty fun.
What's the best score in bowling you've scored?
I scored around 200 before.
200. All right. So do you got a good spin, or are you just kind of a guy that rolls it straight down the middle?
Just grew up. I got to spin. Grew up
spin
a lot. Yeah, it's something my mom does. She takes it very serious. She
Oh,
bowls.
your mom's a bowler.
Yeah, she bowls in leagues and everything.
Dang. Yeah. They, Nebraska, by the way, they have the national championship bowling team here for women.
Yeah,
So you grew up a bowler. That's an interesting nugget of information there. Have you seen Top Gun 2 yet? I know everyone went out this weekend and saw that movie in theaters across the country. I think $157 million of theater sales. Have you gone out and seen Top Gun 2?
No, I didn't get to see it yet.
You going to catch that movie?
Yeah, I will.
All right, let's move on here to the other questions. We got the height and weight already figured out. Let's see. Got a question here from Brett on the Husker Online YouTube page. Which Big Ten opponent or opponents are you excited to play?
I think I'm excited to play some of the schools that recruited me. I know playing Illinois would be fun. Also Indiana, but Also, I think Wisconsin. Wisconsin would be pretty exciting to play.
When you picked Nebraska, did you have to call every one of those teams and tell them, or did you just kind of say, I'll let you know if I'm picking you, and that's it? I mean, what was that process like for you as a portal guy?
I didn't have to call them, but a show a thing of respect. Don't want to burn any bridges or anything. So I did call them and let the guys know that I was going to be choosing Nebraska.
Everybody take it all right, or did anybody try to talk you out of it or anything?
They tried to talk me out of it.
Good salesmen. They don't just give up that quickly. And
yeah, they won't.
We're talking here with Devin Drew as we go through these questions. Brett wants to know, who was your player host when you visited Nebraska?
My player host was DB Marquise.
Marquise Buford, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did he tell you? He's a Georgia guy. What did he have to say just about Nebraska and being here?
Just it's a great place to be. He talked about the fan base and everything, but just like I said earlier, just how the coaching staff was, and just it's everything that it's set out to be.
Yeah. Okay. So I asked this question earlier to Stefan Wynn, and it kind of spins off this question from John on the YouTube channel. Nice profile pic there, by the way, John. I don't know what you got going on there, but do you know what the black shirts are, what it means?
Yes, I do.
All right. And are you familiar with the crossbones?
Mm-hmm.
And we had Stefan do this. Can you throw up the crossbones here for the first time as a Husker?
Yes, I can.
All right, there you go. So we've gotten two now, future black shirt potential guys to throw the crossbones up here on Husker Chat Live. We're making noise. I want to delve back to when you went to Iowa Western. What were your options before Iowa Western? Like, if you didn't go to Iowa Western, where were you going to go? Like, what kind of recruiting opportunities did you have as a high school kid other than the walk-on at Iowa Western?
I had some of the other JUCOs. So a lot of the ones in Kansas, but like I said, Iowa Western was really where I wanted to go.
And they didn't. You walked on, so like you had no scholarship there at all.
Yeah,
I'm guessing you quickly got one though right away.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you bet on yourself. I mean, that says a lot about a guy that you believed in yourself to do that, to walk on and want a job. I mean, was that kind of your motivation all the way? Like, look, I can do this and I'm going to prove it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a confident guy, so I was always confident in my ability. I knew what I could do, and it's always going to be some doubt. But me, when I showed up there and just seeing some of the other guys and everything, and seeing how they was playing, I knew that I could fit in great.
We got one from Kyle Ross here, just a comment and a question on the HuskerOnline Facebook page. Just wants to know, Devin, when you're done with college football, would you like to play for the Chiefs? How fun would that be? Number two, are you a Chiefs fan? And
yeah.
so you're Chiefs fan, big time, like lifelong?
Yeah, I am. Family's big time Chiefs fan, so really I had no choice.
How many Chiefs games a year did you go to growing up?
Tried to get to about one or two every year. Tried to get to playoff games when they was in the playoffs. I've been to the don't remember the year, but it was one of the playoff games against the Steelers.
I love Arrowhead Stadium. It's a great venue, how loud it gets. I mean, Nebraska played there a long time ago in a Big 12 championship game, and it's probably one of the loudest games I've been to. But that stadium is something else.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
When you get done with football altogether, what are your plans in life? You're getting your degree, by the way, at the end of this month at Texas Tech. What's your degree in, and what do you want to do after football?
My degree is in business, so I just enjoy how the ins and out of how businesses are ran and everything. So anything business related, it piques my interest. So just getting to learn. My degree is business management, so just getting to know everything I can about business and just soak it in right now. So when I'm done playing football, I will definitely be following in a career of like some business related.
Do you want to start your own business or just get involved in business management or skills somewhere?
Just both really. Just just learning. I like to invest now, so that's something that interests me. Just invest any extra money I have right now in different shares and stocks and everything. just stuff like that.
So yeah, I'm sure with NIL and things, I mean, the extra money you're getting, are you being pretty smart with some of that and putting it away and doing your own investments with things that you could do right now?
Yeah.
That's smart. A lot smarter than a lot of us were when we were 21 or 22.
Yeah.
What are you, 22?
Yeah, I'm 22.
Got a question here from Kyle, the tactical, wants to know, what is your current bench and squat? And I believe he asked the same question to Stefan Wynn. And you may not know what your maxes are because a lot of guys don't max, but any idea what your bench and squat maxes are?
Yeah, no idea, but I would say if I could guess, I'd say around squat would be around the high 400s to 500s, and then bench would be a high 2 to 3.
All right. Got a question from Trey Loper as we just have a few minutes left with Devin Drew. What are your thoughts on Coach Mike Dawson? And that question came from the Husker Online YouTube channel.
Great coach, a coach that I got a coach that coached me at Iowa Western that I trust a lot. And, I kind of talked to him about everything also, and he also believes in him. He loves the way he coached. He said because he used to play in the NFL with the Giants, Dave Tollison. So he said the way he coaches is similar to the next level, and why wouldn't I want to be a part of something that's teaching me how I will hopefully be taught at the next level. So the kind of drills and everything that they do, it's similar to the next level. I think that's great.
Got a question here from Keith Davis on the Husker Online YouTube channel. Wants to know, all the new guys this year, how will this gel? Like, I mean, how are you going to kind of blend yourself in? I mean, because you're only going to have really a month before fall practice starts. I mean, how do you kind of get yourself to fit into the team right now?
I think I've never been a guy that was hard to fit in with everybody else. So I think we're fit in pretty good together. It really, at the end of the day, it's just up to how every one of us as the players want to make this thing work, and I believe we all want to make this thing work. Because nobody likes losing. Everybody wants to be winners. So it's really just up to how the kind of effort we put into getting to know each other and everything.
Got two people asked this question to you. Are you a Facebook, or are you an Xbox or a PlayStation guy? That's from Brad on the Husker Online YouTube channel.
PlayStation.
What's your game?
Right now I find myself playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege.
All right. Got time for a few more questions, comments here. Grant on the Husker Online Facebook page says, what is your personal goals in football and in life? And what are you going to do to get there? And I think you kind of hit on that already. But what are your personal goals, particularly in football?
Just to maximize whatever is meant for me to accomplish at football. Don't try to do too much, and definitely don't try to do too less. Be successful. Obviously, I want to make it to the next level and get an opportunity to play at the next level. But in life, just at the same time, just be successful. Whatever that is, just make sure I'm successful and doing whatever I can to the best I can do it.
All right. Final question here. Let me see if I can find this question again, but it was about Coach Frost. Let's see if I can find that question. But just, what is Coach Frost like when you've talked to him a little bit? What's your sense of how motivated he is to get this year turned around for Nebraska football?
Like I said, he wants to win. A lot of guys there, that's what I got a good feeling of, is that they want to win and they're willing to do everything they can to make that happen. And he was straightforward from the meetings, everything. He definitely wanted me there. It's a spot for me to compete there, and they're turning things around, and they expect to have a really good season.
Well, Devin, appreciate you joining us here on Husker Chat Live. And I got a request: when you come up in July, just bring that Gates barbecue up here before you get into town. All right.
I got you.
All right. Well, that wraps it up here with Devin Drew on Husker Chat Live. You're watching the Husker Online YouTube channel. Once again, Husker Chat Live is brought to you by Sandhills Global, powered by ABM. For Husker Online, I'm Sean Callahan.